several options available. I recommend going into SMS because it's the most affordable and easiest to do. All you've got to do is you can do one of two things. You can either go to quick send, you can pick this and just send a message out to one number, or a campaign. So if you want to send a message out to the campaign, you could type in dealer deal, select dealer news, just like that. And then hit from and the message. Now, notice it says, please use campaigns if you want to send over 1,000 contacts. All right. So definitely want to do that in this particular case because we've got 1,700 contacts. And the reason why is because when you do a quick send, what it does, it essentially reads those contacts and sends them one at a time. You have to keep your screen open. You have to have everything open and it's sending them, right? When you go into the campaign, what this is doing is this is scheduling them. So most people are want to go into the campaign. Unless you just have a need to send off one quick message, you really want to go into the campaign. So what you do is you come into the campaign, you give the campaign a name. You did like a Black Friday promotion, right? You pick from the list your drop down. So in this case, we're going to pick the drop down here. You can then choose the number that it's coming from. All right. So the other thing that we've introduced here is we've given you 4 different number options. You have something called a shared number, a mobile number, and a business number, and a dedicated number. All right. If you click the little icon here, it pretty much explains what these things are. Most people are probably going to be fine with a shared number. What that's going to do is rotate things around. It's very similar like a shared short code, right? So just like some of the other providers that used to use shared short codes, that's the shared number. The other thing you've got is you have the ability to use your actual mobile number. You will need to verify your mobile number if you want to do that. So there's a process you have to go through to like register it. It'll step you through it though in the software. You don't have to call us or do anything. You can do it all yourself. Or you can make the business name where it's not going to have a phone number, or you can have a dedicated number so that, which is what we've done in the past, which is where the numbers are always going to be assigned directly to you. All right. I personally would just say go with a shared number. You also have the ability to insert custom fields such as, first name, last name, email address, whatever the case may be. Most of the time, all you have is phone numbers. That people do is they just opt in using their phone. So they're usually not giving you like their name and their address. So we have it. I personally don't see it being used a whole lot during our beta test period. So I would also encourage you to push this button right here where it says add opt-in. So one of the new things with this is we are no longer automatically adding the opt-in or opt-out message, right? We still support it. So if you reply back stop, you'll be removed from the list, right? Because we comply with the TCPA Act, but we don't force you to put it in. So if you want to make your messages look better or look nice, we're not going to force you to do that. Just know that if you don't do that, you're technically breaking the TCPA Act. So you probably should do it, even though it doesn't always look the greatest to have some like reply back with stop at the end of your messaging, right? But there are some use cases where people don't want to do that, and so we make it now an option. The other thing we've got is we introduced is templates. So you have the ability to do templates. You can create templates. We also have tons of reporting now available. So you can see all of your reports, your sent messages, and everything are right here, easily available to access. You also, like I mentioned before, you've got your templates. The other thing that we've got now that we've introduced is Messenger, so that there are some use cases where people that were using Hyperdrive CRM, they were doing two-way messaging back and forth with customers. And we've had some dealers that just got the Hyperdrive CRM just so that they could have two-way conversations with customers. A lot of times it would be used in the service department. This is actually a great replacement to that, because essentially what you can do is you can buy as many phone numbers as you want. You can assign those phone numbers to different employees. And then this is essentially like a chat. So you could do like a chat back and forth. So if you want to use this in your service department to maybe send out like reminders to people when their parts are in, you could do this. And when they reply back, you'll see it'll be a chat thread. So like here, I can pick the thread and I can put the phone number in, and then when I do that, if I type in, that, and I'm like, hey, hi, and I hit send, it's going to essentially do a two-way dialogue back and forth, like a chat for me using my private number. This area here is where you can buy numbers. This is where you can get these 10 DLC certified numbers. You can either get SMS numbers as well as MMS numbers. There are numbers that support fax. Um, we we discontinued this during our beta test period. We were experimenting with the ability to do mass faxing to people. We removed it because we didn't think that it would make much sense for most dealers. But if it is something that you need in the future and you do want to do like a fax blast out, we can talk about that. It was in our earlier beta test, and customers said that it was confusing and not necessary, so we pulled it out, although we still support the purchasing of fax numbers. Okay. And then sending MMS works exactly the same way as sending SMS, except you'll notice that now you also have something called a from and a subject. So I don't know if you realize this or not, but on your iPhone or on your Android phone, there's always a subject. It's just Android and Apple hide it. So if you go into your Apple settings, there's a little checkbox you can check that says show subject line. Most of the time that is unchecked and it's hidden by default on most people's phones because most people want their phones to work like SMS. And so, but it is there. So if you, so MMS supports a subject and a body. So you'll see it looks just like that on your telephone. The other thing that you've got is you have the ability to drop files and attach graphics and embed them right there within the thing. So unlike just SMS, which is providing a link to something, this you can actually embed a file in as well. All right. And then of course you've got your contact list down below. When we go into voice drops, very similar as well, as you essentially can send a voice drop. Now, what's nice about this is it can do text to speech, or you can do pre-recording. So if you want to type something in here, the phone will ring, they'll pick up. You'll notice that you can choose the voice if you want it to be male or female, or have an accent or something like that. It's kind of sounds like an Alexa, so if you type in something that says like, your bike is ready for pickup, please visit Jason's big dealership, right? And the phone will ring, it'll go ring, ring, and it'll say, hello, Jason, your bike is ready for pickup. Please visit the dealership. A lot of parts departments will use this for things like, your new pipes are here. Please stop in and see, Pete at the parts counter at, Jason's big dealer. So you can even customize the message. If you don't want to take the time to actually leave a message and call the person back, you can write it all up, right? And then it'll send those things out, ring their phone. The other thing it'll do is there's answer message detection as well. And then requires input. That's if it's going to require, like if you're calling like a where it'll say like push 1 to talk to sales, push 2 for service. Most people aren't going to use this. That's used. We have another product that we offer in a different market, and they use that feature, but most of their dealers don't use this. So reporting is going to work the same way. We also have this thing called email voice drops, where you can send essentially a voicemail to an email, and it will translate that into an outbound call as well. It's pretty cool. Salespeople will use it a lot of times. So like if you're out in the parking lot, you want to send somebody a quick message, you can send an email in, and it'll actually call the customer and leave a voicemail without you having to do it. So you can dabble around with some of those more advanced things. Honestly, most people, they get in here and they just use the SMS, and that's the end of it. Very rarely do we see people use the voice drops. Sometimes they'll use the MMS to send photos, especially during the holidays and stuff. But we have noticed the postcards and the letters. So it is rather costly compared to like using like a local postcard printer. I want to say it's right around $1 to $1.25 a send. But that does include your postage. So, all things considered, it's not that bad, but it is a really cool system in terms of like automating things, because you can simply pick if you want color, grayscale, there's a different cost to each. You can choose if you want it double-sided or not, right? Single-sided or not. And the other thing is that all the addresses are all verified as legit US addresses. So if they're not addresses and they fail address verification, then we won't send to them. So it'll save you money that way as well. But these are the new features of the new More Than Rewards marketing system, right? It's SMS, MMS, dynamic numbers, dynamic voice drops, letters, and postcards, right? All marketing. It's all related to marketing. And if you're not familiar with our social media marketing system, you should definitely check that out, because that's a separate product that eventually we're going to be merging the two together. And essentially what that allows you to do is schedule messaging on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You also can have a unified inbox. So when people are messaging you on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, rather than having to go out and check all those different things, it can all come into one central inbox as well. That's our social media marketing manager. All right. And then, of course, we have our email marketing system as well, which is a separate product. Also, our future plans is to bring all of those guys into this one system. So under the More Than Rewards marketing, you're going to have social media marketing, you're going to have the direct mail marketing, the SMS marketing, the email marketing, the voice drops marketing, and the dynamic numbers for like the billboards and the radio ads, all under one like cohesive marketing system, right? But anyway, that's what we've got on our roadmap for later on in the next year. But for right now, this is it. So hopefully this is pretty straightforward. All you've got to do is come in here, hit schedule your campaign, select your campaign, type your message, hit send, hit schedule. And if you hit this little drop down right here, notice that it says schedule message. So you can either send right now, or you can hit schedule message. And if you hit schedule message, you can actually pick the time and date of when you want to schedule the message. What's nice about this MMS and having the 10 DLC certifications are the messages are incredibly fast. They typically will get delivered within a few minutes of people. So that alone is really, really worth it. Anyway, I will be sending this video out to a select group of people. If you're lucky enough to get it, congrats. If you've got any questions, please give us a call. Please be patient with our customer service folks. Everybody, we're still learning this system. Not everybody in my company has been certified on this yet. There's a handful of people that are, though. And I encourage you, they'll always be available. You can chat with them. You can always chat with, there's people like Mike or Zach, Vim, Bert. Some of these guys are familiar with this. They're a little bit more techie guys that can help you out. Lauren, obviously, I think a lot of you guys have, but Lauren is your account manager as well, but she's fantastic also. So anyway, we're here to help you, and I really appreciate you guys. And chances are, if you're getting this, it is because you were having some issues with text marketing, and as much as we'd like to try to fix it, we just can't fix it because of the limitations of the 10 DLC. You're going to continue to run into issues, so we need to migrate you to a totally different system, which is what you're seeing right here. So right now, we're just going to let you guys use it, have at it. No additional charges or anything. We just get you guys using it so that we can solve your problem and get you some revenue during the holidays. And but I will say, though, that after the holidays is over, we are going to be working on getting you to certify your 10 DLC certification and making those adjustments for you. So, and we'll help you with it. So there's really nothing you have to worry about. We'll take care of you. Okay. Thank you again for your patience. And I am very, very sorry for any of those that have had problems with the text marketing these past couple of weeks. It has been going on since I would say November 15th. So it's the 23rd right now. About just under 15 days, 10 to 15 days is when we noticed it. We are going to be migrating anybody who's been having a problem over to this platform. All right. Because we know that this will solve your problem. So, all right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you.